Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. I don't intend this to be an overly long video, but I could end up going into full-on rant mode or find a soapbox somewhere to climb up on, so if that is the case, then I'll apologize in advance. I know there will be a lot of people claiming I'm bandwagoning or that this is pure drama nonsense and unfitting for my channel, but this topic raised an almost completely unrelated point that I wanted to spend some time mulling over. Well, I do have very strong opinions about this, and it is involving the video games industry, at least in terms of a corporation and its future. I'm not quite willing to dismiss it out of hand. The facts portion will also be ridiculously short in this particular video, as a lot of it I cannot show on screen. Well, I could, but there's absolutely no chance that I will. That said, let's go ahead and get the facts portion out of the way, which will take all of about 10 or 15 seconds. The primary topic that I want to discuss is more of the reactions to Randy Pitchford than Randy Pitchford himself. The situation I'm referring to involves Randy Pitchford retweeting someone else with the statement, "For your consideration." This retweet I had to go into Wayback Machine to find, as I had accidentally refreshed my browser window, and Pitchford has since deleted it. That Twitter account that he was retweeting has now been expunged by the Twitter gods for a violation of the rules. That violation being that they had posted a video showcasing a staged scenario with a rather curious cat being put in close proximity with a crab. The video that, yes, I have seen, and no, I will not show it here, showed the cat exhibiting your typical curiosity and the crab invariably clamping down on the cat's paw, to the laughter of those recording the video. I think that's all the detail I'll go into on that, and I think that's all that's really needed. Several minutes later, Pitchford added to his original "for your consideration" tweet with a follow-up. "I tend to favor curiosity and disfavor setting up a feeling and empathetic creature for discomfort. Yet among the negative reactions I felt watching this, there's also some other stuff that isn't exactly negative. This makes me curious about how other people react." And those are the basic facts, or at least all the ones that are pertinent to the topic at hand. Now, I've seen a lot of people, oddly enough, coming down on both sides of the argument in regards to the cat video, and to that, I only have this to say. The situation was clearly staged with the intent of deliberately placing the cat into a position of getting harmed, potentially being permanently maimed, for the sake of a couple of laughs. That is a disgusting and deplorable thing, and if you did happen to enjoy that, then guess what? I think you're a terrible person. I don't think that's an overly strong or difficult stance to take in that scenario. Deliberately causing unwitting and innocent animals pain for your own amusement is completely abhorrent and is not the behavior of a moral person. What I think Pitchford was doing there was he had found a sick sort of amusement in this video, and his statements made me wonder if he was legitimately on some form of heavy drugs or alcohol when he posted it. Granted, we all know, or at least a plurality of us know, that Pitchford has been slowly going off the deep end for a while now, and I honestly think he would be better off if he turned his social media accounts over to Gearbox's public relations department. But this also brought up a curious situation that surrounds a lot of people claiming they will not buy Borderlands 3 because of this, and as deplorable as I find Pitchford and all those that find those sort of videos amusing, this stood out to me as a bit of a curiosity, and I chose to mull it around in my mind for a bit. The reason for that is because we see people claim they won't buy a game at all for a variety of reasons. People won't buy games because they're Epic exclusives, or they have pay-to-win microtransactions, or they have loot boxes. Some people refuse to buy certain video games because they believe one of the developers to be racist. Now, granted, everyone will have their own personal reasons why they will or will not purchase a video game, and it is their right to make that determination for themselves. That should be completely obvious to everyone, and I have no problem with that. But what I see here is a situation that, left unchecked, could cause some very serious problems for Gearbox Entertainment. Now, Pitchford is a liar. We know this to be true. Aliens, Colonial Marines was enough to prove that. There's also, albeit this is still very much alleged, that he may have pocketed millions of dollars from the company. He has been extremely hostile towards even mild criticism of late, and if I didn't know better, I'd say I was looking at a person who was slowly becoming more and more unhinged. And while I hold no love for Gearbox Entertainment, their publishing arm is every bit as anti-consumer as all the rest. I find myself watching the insanity that is Randy Pitchford for months and even years now, and it has made me begin to wonder how much longer before he begins to do real, measurable harm to the continued survival of Gearbox. Will he be removed before it reaches that point? Can he even be removed, I wonder? It's not a publicly traded company, it's privately owned, so there's no possibility of shareholders demanding a replacement there. Which also somehow manages to beg the question, would Gearbox have been better off as a publicly traded company? Leave it to Randy Pitchford, I suppose, to be so utterly horrible as to make a games company turning into a full corporation seem like a preferable alternative. It takes someone truly repugnant to make even that thought a reality. There are a great many people that will no longer buy Borderlands 3, not just because of the Epic exclusivity, but because of Randy Pitchford. We have entered a realm where a CEO's seemingly degenerating mental state can and will damage a company that employs over 350 individuals. And that is the whole reason why I decided to discuss this, albeit briefly. Because like I said, they're not publicly traded, they're privately held. This means that it is highly doubtful that Gearbox will ever be rid of this man, and it genuinely makes me worry about the future of the company. A bit of an odd statement to make from me, given the disdain I hold for Gearbox, but that is, of course, for the company itself and how its publishing arm conducts business, not for the rank and file. That much should be fairly obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people still don't comprehend that these days. Anyways, I did say I didn't want this video to be overly long. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.